I just lost my place in the notes, but I think you'll bring up the picture. It is Kill Me Again. And that's the diner. That's the diner. And so it's Groundhog Day for a serial killer. All right. Somewhat of an unoriginal premise, I guess, when it comes to it. But I mean, it is done really, really well. I mean, we've all seen and loved Groundhog Day. And even if I was like going to review Groundhog Day, I would say like Groundhog Day loses a star because of the repetition. No matter what kind of movie you do in this vein, it's like the repetition does get a little irritating. And then when it comes to Groundhog Day, also the beaver scene, was that necessary? See, I'm screwing it up. It's called Groundhog Day, and I think it's a beaver. Anyway. Man, I'm stupid. Anyway, so there is a little bit of repetition and does get tiresome to some degree. I think this. What's interesting is that he gets increasingly more frustrated. All right, he comes to this diner. He's a serial killer, right? And so the first time he goes through the diner, he comes in, he orders, creepily flirts with the waitress, and then he goes outside for a smoke after he orders a steak, and she's leaving. And so he takes her to the parking lot, pulls a gun on her, puts him in his truck, and murders her, stabs her. And he's a serial killer, and even the news is talking about him. They call him the Midnight Mangler or something like that. And so and then after that, after he kills her, then he walks into the diner again, Then he walks out of the diner, and he walks back in, and then the same conversation he just heard restarts. Does it again. Is like, oh no. And so he gets like, after 2 or 3 times, he's like, y'all messing with me? And they're like, what? And it's kind of like a little bit more realistic response and so forth. And so he starts living through this day over and over again. But the problem is he's starting to get tired. I guess maybe he could sleep in the truck. I don't know. But he starts getting tired because he comes in the diner, and if he falls asleep, then the cops get called on him. And so just drinking coffee, just trying to stay awake. And he's tired and he's frustrated and he just has enough. And he's just like, I'm going to do everybody in here. And he's killed so many people in there, like so many times that he's starting to get joyless about it, Sorry about hitting the mic. I know this. It's starting to get no joy out of it. And so, but he's tired, and they say like they don't serve breakfast after noon, and he's just really dying for some eggs. And the whole second act is about him trying to get some eggs, right? Because he starts like going off and just killing everybody over and over again. But there's always there's one person in every kitchen, I guarantee you, that's going to give anybody trouble who starts going crazy in the diner. Okay, there's going to be that one guy in the kitchen that's troublesome. And he's trying to get these eggs, but there's this one guy standing in between him and some eggs, and he's trying to figure out how to beat this guy. Eventually, he does. I don't want to spoil it. And he gets his eggs, and he immediately shoots himself in the head, and then he walks back in the diner again. Like I said, I don't want to spoil the ending, but it goes where you might think in the Groundhog Day, it was like, maybe I'll try to be nice. It's like he even tried like killing people in different ways, like just like clean, make sure nobody knows, that's like, they don't know it's coming. He tried doing all that, and then maybe, being nice. And then, then there's the inevitable ending, I should say. So Kill Me Again is an incredibly good movie. Like I said, it's -1 star for redundancy, and it's -1 star for one peculiar and completely out of place septum piercing. When you watch this movie, you will understand what I'm talking about, and you will say, no, there's no way that guy should be working in that job. And it pulls you out of the movie, so it's 11 or 13 stars. I was like, how did you know? And it's like, I put it in the notes. Duh. Man, I'm starting to think I'm stupid every day. And, I used to say, man, I feel stupid today, but it's kind of getting to every day now.
The madman loves you all, from the big to the small.